Welcome back to the Caffeinated Cruiser. Today we're going over cheap winter riding gear to extend your riding season. So first and foremost, I'll start with the helmet. I don't do anything super specific or unique with my helmet. This is my Scorpion XO R1 Air, I believe is the name. Having a well-fitting helmet definitely makes a difference in keeping out wind noise and wind chill. So Scorpion, also have my Cardo on there. Sometime I'll make a video about the Cardo and my thoughts on that. But that is my helmet. So boots, and again, if I didn't already mention it, I am riding in Michigan where it gets really cold and really snowy. So my picks are with that in mind. And again, I'm trying to ride all year. So when I get towards the end of it and some of the things that I've modified for my riding gear, that's where some of the really great tricks will come in to save you some money. But right now I'm just going to go over, the basic everyday things that I'm going to be using and wearing. So, colder weather riding, I do have these TCX T-Dry waterproof boots. I will say I don't love these boots. Yeah, they have the waterproof lining in them. Yes, they are somewhat insulated, but I do find that they're colder than what you'd think they should be. And because of this heel that you have right here, I do find that these tend to get stuck on certain foot pegs. So when I ride like my Magna, for example, and my feet are more out in front of me, I find that my foot kind of gets like locked in and I don't have as much movement as I would normally like. I have to be more thoughtful about where I place my boot while I'm riding the bike. Other than that, I just think the fit is a little bit clunky. So I try to wear the Indy Ridge as much as possible. But if it does get really cold, I do end up grabbing these at some point. I will link them below, and I'll try to link everything I mentioned. Overall, I'd say these are maybe like a 5 out of 10, but I'm not going to replace them at this point because, again, I'm trying to have a cheap riding gear setup for cold weather, and, what's cheaper than something you already own? So moving on, let's get into my gloves. I did do an unboxing short of these, but these are the Savior heated gloves. These were about $100 on Amazon, maybe even less because I think I got a coupon up for them. These are battery-powered heated gloves, and even though I do have heated grips on my bike, I find that the grips themselves are not that hot, and they only heat just the palm, and they don't do anything with the fingers or the top of the hand. And I do find it's normally in the fingers where you start to get really cold, and that can be really distracting. And everything I do for winter riding, it's really revolves around being warm, because if you are warm, you're going to be comfortable, and if you're comfortable, you're going to be concentrating on your riding and not just shivering and tucking into a ball and getting all tense and tight. Heated gloves. These have 3 levels of heat. They have a battery on the inside of the cuff right here. You really do not feel this battery though when you ride, and it's not super heavy or bulky. As far as these gloves go, I would say that they are not the safest gloves out there. They do technically have leather on the palm itself, but in my opinion, it feels very thin, and I would not want to go for a slide with these. There are more expensive brands out there like Gerbing. When I was looking up the reviews, it seemed like they were about the exact same as far as longevity of these gloves, heat output, and overall comfort and riding. So I decided to try something cheap before I really invested a lot of money into it. And so far I've been pleasantly surprised. I've ridden in as cold of weather as 35 degrees Fahrenheit, and these gloves have done really well. They do have heating that runs down the fingers and then across the top of the palms. And I will say, you don't feel super hot when you're actually riding in cold weather, but it does take maybe like the bite or the chill out of it. Anything below, 45 degrees, you're not really going to even feel the heating sensation unless you really press on top to push that heating element into your skin. Again, it does keep the ambient temperature of the glove significantly warmer. So the only other thing I'd say about these is these really do fit like ski gloves. They are much bigger and bulkier than what I normally like. I normally go down half a size in most riding gloves because I like them to fit really tight and really snug. These are bulky for sure, but I found that, again, the overall comfort in them and the overall warmth that they do give is quite good. And so I have made a compromise there. I would like them to have hard palm sliders. I'd like them to have more leather. but I'm kind of taking the gamble that if my hands are, active and warm and they're not being seized up from cold, I'm going to avoid crashing, hopefully, more than if I'm wearing a pair of gloves that I have a lot of feel in, but my hands are freezing. The other thing nice about them, again, being battery powered, I can take them with me to any motorcycle. Normally I get heated grips, and again, I do have grips on the V-Strom, but I tend to buy a new set of heated grips for every single bike I own, and this will hopefully save me some money. And on top of that, because they are so relaxed and so comfortable to wear, I could be snow blowing or shoveling the driveway or really doing anything with them, and people wouldn't really even notice their motorcycle gloves other than the knuckle protectors, and they just feel like regular ski gloves. So I definitely think these are well worth it, and so far I've been pleasantly surprised with them, especially for under $100. I guess let's hit pants next. These are my Pando Moto riding jeans. These do have SASTEC armor in the knee and hip, but they're kind of a little bit weird. They have ventilation across the top of the thigh and then ventilation across the bottom here. So in the winter, they're quite chilly. Oops. So in the winter, these are kind of chilly because they vent so much air, but in the summer, because of the reinforced aramid, they're actually quite warm. So I hate to say it, but there's never a time of year where they're super comfortable. I like having the slide protection, and I do find that these jeans overall are awesome. If you want to see me do like a normal review of some of my riding gear, let me know. I've got some thoughts on Pando Moto, and so far I'm really impressed with them. But that being said, that is not the star when it comes to comfort from the waist down. This right here, and this is where you really start to get into money savings. This is a maybe $30 pair of insulated Wrangler pants from Walmart. I bought these like 5 or 6 years ago because I was going to go snowboarding and I didn't have any snow pants, and they are way too big for me. These are a 34, 32. I'm normally like a 29, 30, 32 at the largest. So these are really big, but I picked them up for that trip, and then I was planning to just like throw them out or just throw them in the back of the closet in case I ever go snowboarding again. But these are now part of my essential cold weather riding gear kit. They have, again, this fleece liner that runs all the way down the legs, all the way throughout the pant. And these are super comfortable. I'm actually wearing the same pants right now, but the non-insulated versions. But anyways, so these pants, because they're so big, I found that I could easily slide them on over top of my Pando Moto riding jeans or any other riding jeans or pants that I'm wearing. I can even put them on over top of my boots most of the time because these are such a big pair of pants. But overall, this has been like an eye-opener for cold weather riding. Unless it's pouring rain, I go for these all the time because, again, it's just so much more warmth and comfort, and I highly recommend checking them out. They are the Wrangler all-terrain gear, and I think these are a phenomenal buy if you want to just be warmer in cold weather riding. This is one of 3 things that really transformed winter riding for me, and the next 2 are coming up. So, insulated Wrangler pants from Walmart. Buy them a couple sizes too big so you can slide them on over everything else, and these are fantastic. Even when I was riding to my corporate job at a bank wearing a suit every day, I just throw these on over my suit pants, and I was super comfortable. This is my Indy Ridge neck gaiter. This has been a eye-opener and game changer for me, again, in that winter riding comfort. I've had other cheap neck gaiters, and I will say there's other brands, but having one of these is awesome for that cold weather riding. What I'll literally do is I'll put this on, I'll tuck one end down into my jacket collar, and then if it's really cold out, I put the top side across kind of the back of my head over top of my ears, and even with earplugs in, I'll put it on over top. And not only does it cut down on wind noise and just overall ambient sound around me, it is so nice. Even on super cold days with a lot of wind blowing through, this transforms cold weather riding and makes it so comfortable. I always have this inside my tank bag or saddlebags, or even just stuffed in a jacket pocket. I mean, it takes up no space. And if the temperature does drop at all and you start feeling that cold air seep into, underneath your chin and up into your face and stuff, this is so great. And it's really easy to tuck down inside of most helmets. So get a neck gaiter. It doesn't have to be Indy Ridge, even though I found that this one is great. Whatever combination of materials they're using are super, super comfortable. Let's get down to the last couple of things. So for a jacket, this is the first riding jacket I ever had. This is a Joe Rocket something another. I don't even know what it's called. I've seen these on a lot of different people, so it's a very popular jacket because of how cheap it is and how good the safety is. It's clearly textile, it's not leather. And this is really a 3-season jacket. It's got zip down vents in the front, zip down vents on the arms and on the back. And then it has D3O armor in the elbow, shoulders, and I put a D3O back pad in. And then on the inside, there's a zip out insulated liner. Now, I will say, this jacket alone, if it gets below 50 or so degrees, it is typically too cold to ride in just this jacket. And this insulated liner does not do enough to really help that. This last piece I'll show you, this is what allows me to ride in basically any weather. This is a $40 Carhartt Windbreaker I got off of Amazon a few years back. This, just a simple, thin, cheap windbreaker, will transform any riding jacket into a winter riding coat. This is a size medium, and I'm 5'10" and 150 pounds, and this thing is huge. You see here, it fully covers the Joe Rocket jacket with the insulated liner. I could even put a hoodie on, and there's still plenty of space. It's very comfortable. But getting a windbreaker is a game changer. I can ride in a temperature as low as like literally 20 degrees Fahrenheit with a ton of wind chill. And just having this on over just any other riding jacket is so great. This takes out like probably 80 to 90% of that terrible wind chill, and it makes riding so much more comfortable. And as you can see, it's big enough that it fits easily over my other riding gear. So windbreakers are key. It doesn't have to be Carhartt. It could be literally anything. I've got a couple other different windbreakers in the house, and I even bought one for my wife one time. We were out on a ride and the temperature dropped, so we needed to find something for her to wear. So we stopped at like a Dollar General or something like that, and there was like the city's branded a windbreaker. And I stopped in, picked up one of those, again, a size too large, so it went over her riding coat. It was, again, night and day. And the coolest thing about this is windbreakers take up almost no space in your riding gear. Like, you can literally put this in a little tiny ball, keep it in your tank bag or panniers or whatnot all year round, and anytime the temperature drops even a little bit, just pull this out. This, the net gaiter, and those Wrangler pants, those are the 3 biggest things to riding all year round. And between the 3 of them, I mean, a net gaiter's what, $10? The Wrangler pants were maybe $30, and this was like $40 or $50. So all in, it's about $100, and this is versatile stuff. Even the winter gloves I have, you know, I can wear this anytime. You know, I could be shoveling the driveway or snow blowing, and no one would look at this and laugh at me because I'm wearing motorcycle gear. This is just functional, utilitarian stuff, and it's super cheap. So highly recommend checking those out. I will link everything below that I can. If I can't find the exact models because they've changed, I'll link something that looks close to it. But that is my tips and tricks for cold weather riding. And I think if you guys try the windbreaker, the insulated pants, and the net gaiter, you guys will find that winter riding is so much more enjoyable. I've been riding all fall here, and again, it's been pretty cold some days, and I have found that this has been my most enjoyable fall yet, partially because I'm riding every day. There's really not been a day that I haven't been out riding, and having the right gear is just, that's the difference. Hopefully this inspires you guys to pick up a couple of cheap items to extend your riding season. Go out, ride in the winter. It's really fun. You know, you're going to be one of the few bikes out on the road, and it's a cool feeling. It's a cool feeling knowing that everyone else is a chicken and staying inside and you're still out riding. So other than that, I hope this video was entertaining and informative. If you do have any questions, please drop them below. And then other than that, please like and subscribe. We're really close to 100 subscribers, which I know isn't a lot. I really want to keep making videos, and if you guys keep liking them, I will keep making them. So thank you for, you know, however many people have subscribed up to date. You guys are awesome, and I really appreciate all the encouragement and kind words that you guys have left for me. So ride safe, keep 2 wheels down. Peace out. Bye-bye.